Hello, BIM learners. Welcome to BIMmodeler.com. And you know that this is the day that I started creating videos to showcase my skill set on YouTube. And today it's 10th anniversary actually. So we are completing 10 years as on today, the date we started uploading. So it was a difficult times that I wanted to showcase my skill set to prove that I'm able to do projects, I'm able to do parametric families. That's how it started the YouTube. I was not able to do a video from a 100 days challenge from last couple of days and weeks. We created multiple videos based on the user request and we are fulfilling the request. We are almost we completed 94 days and this video it's going to be today is going to be creating a chair family and with that with your support we are creating and based on the supports we made website also we made business out of this also and we do BIM modeling services for UK, US and Australia. And also we work with MEP consultant, architect. We also work with manufacturers for their BIM product. We do as their product as a BIM objects. Do let me know if you have any inquiries related to that. With that, let's start this family. We're going to start with the furniture family. I have opened the template already, and this is going to be a non-parametric family. And we have a series also about this creating chairs and furnitures also in our channel. You can follow that. And this is for the beginner, a non-parametric family. The size it's going to be. We can create that the basic things that we usually do, equal constraint and other things. So this is the length and width of the chair, and I like to go to the left side view. The height is going to be the seat height will be 440, and the other height also we can have like 400. So this is the side view. The seat will be placed like this place, and we're going to place the legs like these. And this is the basic structure that we have. Make sure that I have selected the furniture template. It must be furniture. Make sure that it is in furniture. And once it is done, we can go ahead and create our family that we needed. And you know that it's important that the legs are going on a different direction actually. So we can have one direction as of now. This direction only sloped. If you need multiple slope parametric family, we have created a tutorial as I mentioned, start to finish. We have that. So for in this case, I like to go with option where I like to go with revolve as the legs, you know that it looks finished goods of round corners at the end. So we can go with the revolve on this one. So I'm going to go with lines and a little slope like these. And I'm going to make this as these, as I said, this is a I don't have a dimension, exact dimension, so I'm going to make this as approximate values of what is available with us. And trim and extend. If it is needed, we can make a finish of corner as well, finished corner as well we can make. Nothing big deal actually here. Axis line, I'm going to click on the same line and I'm going to finish this. Once it is done, we'll be able to find this shapes like this. And since it's a straight line, it will come like this. We can make as like this. And if it is needed also, we can take it in so that we can, the support can come inside. We can adjust anytime later as well. So once this is confirmed, we can go ahead and mirror this to the other side. Also, we can select both of them. This must be in the center of the line because always at the center. We can move this to the side and like these, and make sure while moving the disconnection from the work plane, when you are doing the move option, disjoint from the work plane will be helpful. Once these two are selected, also mirror that to the other side. As I said, this is going to be a side where we'll have all the four legs like these. We're going to have a connected middle bars at the center from here to here. So this is going to be a extrude, and I'm going to draw a line from this corner to this corner, and we can make sure that this is going to be a perpendicular line. And we can adjust this shapes anytime. So if the manufacturer giving you the dimension, it's nothing matters that we can easily model these. Need a little bit rotate, and I can place this. Once the extrusion is finished, and this is going to be at the ground level, and we can move this to the top like these, and we can make sure in 3D it covers both the legs, and go to the plan. Once this is confirmed, we can mirror this to the opposite side, and the detail parts we can do it as we are doing it very less detail. So the details will be the cut out details of these bars will be later to the consideration of doing it. Once this is done, we can have the 3D, and we can have our seats placed like these, the shapes that we needed. We can go ahead and place a rectangular shape, and we can make a fillet out of this and finish the shapes that I wanted to have. So I like to have them as finished, and the corner we like to keep this as 55. It's fine, I believe, and we can have that here as well. Finish it, and we have to move this as well to the top. And by seeing in the 3D and also in the image, you can see that the corners are smooth. We can make a wide cut based on this corner. We will be able to do the wide cutout like these, whatever shapes that we needed. And by seeing that, we can see that the thickness is much bigger. We can reduce that as well. Once this shape is finalized, we can go ahead and we can see the backside how we wanted to have that. We can design that as well. So we'll be able to insert the image in the plan also if it is for a reference. Insert image, delete the image once it is done. That's what it says. Chair. We can see that the back detailing are not part of this back. We can extend that to the top. That's how it looks. We can go back to the left side, and we can make sure that these two are rotated, or we can make a support design something like these in this order, and we can have our backrest as well. And before that, I like to go with 3D and have our void sweep. Pick path. Finish. And we can have that with the profile, edit profile. And we can have the dimension as like these. These two lines are not needed. We can finish this. And yep. And I like to have the backrest as in extrude, and I'll draw the shapes something or in arc, something like these. Pick a line, offset value 25 millimeter. I like to have a straight line from here to here, or maybe it's up to the fabricator that how they design it basically, so we can change that. Okay, so once this is done, trim and extend, finish, and go to the top also. And actually this is not the shape that we are changing that to a different shape now, and we can have support like this. Even we can rotate this also. For now it's fine. Finish it. This is for beginner that we are doing, so it's fine to have the shape that is need to be there. And also we like to have a little less dimension, but it's a bigger now, no issues. And we can have our backrest in this place, and we have to do the extrusion the front. That will be fine. We have to do from the front. So the extrusion will be create extrusion. We can have the same radius as 55 on the corners, and we can not the offset. Now offset is 0, radius is 55, like these, and better have an offset of 25 millimeter. Once it is done, we can go to 3D, and we can see the shape thickness, and we can reduce that to 25, and we can go to the left side view. We can move this and make sure it is disjoint, and we can move from here by removing the constraint. Rotate this, pick the point, pick the intersection point here, and align with this line. And just copying, remove the delete the other one. Once this is okay, we'll be able to good to have the shapes like these, and the same way we will be able to reduce the dimensions of the void cut for the back also. You can go ahead and do the void sweep, pick path, and I like to have the edges selected like these so that the profile will come in this place. Finish, edit profile. As like last time, go to the left side. We can draw a single line as make sure that only one thing is that it aligns with the line. If that is not properly aligned, it won't cut. It will create an error. Once the alignments are properly done, we will be able to cut this to the shapes that we needed and go to 3D. It will look like this. So this is how it's done. We can go to select all the object except the void and go to the material, apply a material that you needed. Rename this as and search from the material library. I need a darker shade. Mahogany is fine and redwood also fine. Walnut will check. And we'll go with walnut and go with the tick option rendering appearance as well. I'll go with OK. And make sure that it's assigned. And make sure going to the realistic and see how it looks. So the ultimate aim is that if you're a fresher, that you have to learn to create the geometry, learn to create what are the shapes available, explore the options available and try to match as much as possible. Don't worry about the dimension and all. You create the shapes and the geometry will follow. Once this is done, we can go ahead with the following of the parametric concepts that will be much more helpful when you are doing in this way. So don't try to create as much as detail or as much as what is shown on the manufacturer's detail. We can match as much as possible. Only thing is that exploring the tools and availability, that's the aim that we plan to do. I hope that this tutorial helped you, and do subscribe BIM Modeler if you're not, and share it with your learning friends so that they also learn it and we also get benefit out of it. And with that, see you on the next tutorial. Bye-bye. On the other note, if you have any questions on Revit or any other BIM tools, do let me know in the comment. And if you like, also do let me know in the comment so that we know it and you're following up us and it helps you also. With that, bye-bye.